Good morning, sports fans. Thank you for watching this morning. Ooh, look at that. Lots of people chiming in right away. One more day till Election Day. Hopefully you've gone and voted. I guess that could be a good question of the day for tomorrow. Have you already voted or are you going today? That could be pretty good.
Yeah.
You probably ought to
That'd
do
be
that.
interesting to hear the results of that. I guess you'll know Wednesday if you voted earlier.
Right. That's interesting. We lost some audio there for a minute.
So I know we talked about that last time, and still the vast majority of people vote on election day.
Yeah,
Maybe not the vast majority, but certainly more.
I don't know when I can get away on Tuesdays. Like normally I don't have like a start-stop time for all the other stuff that I do. So I have flexibility, but normally I would just not even really worry about it.
Yeah.
I would just go early so I don't have to try to fit it into a schedule. Yeah, we did. We had an oopsie on the radio. All right, 20 seconds. Stretching the back out?
I'm stiff.
Stiff? That's what she said.
Oh, shoot.
Fine young cannibals.
Let's get back to your wake-up call with Phil Quinn. Brought to you by Phillips Drugs on Richmond's Classic Hit.
6:44 here on your wake-up call. Good morning. Appreciate all those folks listening to us on Facebook Live. Sorry you had a little audio snafu there for just a second. I blame it on operator error. Time to take a look at those headlines, and joining me in studio is Jeff Lane, news director for Radio Shangri-La here. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fine.
All right. Good. Things going well. You have a good weekend?
I did, yeah, for the most part.
All
Sure.
right. Good. All right.
I had to take we were busy, and I had to take one pizza the day after Halloween. I had to deliver one, and the house I delivered to happened to have a Christmas tree up.
Oh, no.
And my head about popped off.
Well, yeah. What you do is you take the pizza and you wing it like a frisbee. And go, get out of here. Get your stuff together. Yeah. Right. So, pretty good. Our question today, I'm catching some flack on it.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
So our question today is, what restaurant has the best service in town? And you would have thought that I poked some people in the eye with that question or my answers. And it's like, hey, I'm just easy. And no, I'm getting hate mail in the Facebook Messenger. Got to tone it down a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in news today, and that is the fact that tomorrow is, of course, traditional election day. Voter turnout has been low in Wayne County this year, that despite the fact that it's a mayoral year in Richmond. Polls do open at 6 tomorrow and close at 6 tomorrow night. Several locations, 5 of them, in fact, in Wayne County. The Kuhlman Center, First English Lutheran Church, First Baptist Church, Mount Olive Baptist Church, all of those in Richmond, and the Galay Center in Cambridge City. If you do want to vote, you can do it today, but only until noon and only at the courthouse.
Do you like it when there's candidates waiting outside the polling locations?
No, I don't. I guess it doesn't bother me necessarily, but I feel like if you haven't made up your mind by the time you're walking in there, I don't know. If you can be swayed by that, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. I don't know. What about you? Why do you ask that? Does it bother you?
I always did. When I ran for office, I always did because I wanted to make sure people knew that I was thankful. So I would never approach anybody. I would never hand them anything. I would just kind of acknowledge, wave, and then regardless, when somebody came out, I would, thanks again for voting, appreciate it. It was one of those things. You would see a lot of people would go, I got you, don't worry about it, hey, good to see you. But they wanted to keep their distance, and of course, the people running for office, the candidates need to stay a certain amount of feet away. But you don't expect it, and for some people, they don't like surprises. So they don't want to be pitched that last time. I don't like it when there are campaigners. If it's not the candidate, I'd rather you not be there at all.
Right.
You know, having somebody go, don't forget to vote for Bob, vote for Bob. You know, that doesn't work if you're not Bob.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. While we're on voting, real quick, in Preble County, polls open 6:30 tomorrow morning until 7:30 tomorrow night. One of the big issues there is a 0.75 mil levy to renew Eaton Schools. $2 million would benefit the district there. Eaton, by the way, recently ranked 18th out of 606 Ohio school districts based on several factors. So
Yeah.
pretty good there. Pretty good stuff.
All right.
Let's talk a little bit more about the situation at Test Intermediate School, and we know by now that Assistant Principal Christopher Ross was arrested overnight Thursday night into Friday morning for drunken driving and resisting arrest. Still no word at all from Richmond Community Schools about Ross's status this morning. Don't know if he's going to show up or not, or if he's been told not to.
I don't know why you don't do that. Richmond Schools, by far and away, is better at this than a lot of the county schools. It's not about getting out in front of a story, but it's about saying, A, no students were harmed, B, he's on administrative leave, or, I mean, I get it, it's an employee issue, but you can come out and say, we are aware of the situation, we have addressed it with parents, certainly they've talked to staff. I was around a couple of different RCS employees over the weekend, and they didn't say boo. I didn't bring it up, but neither did they. So I think you can come out and give some information without saying, you know, if nothing else, how about we're reviewing our policy on how we find out what candidates, or how we, I don't know, whatever that word is to, you know, the
Vet.
Yes, okay, vet candidates or vet applicants. I mean, just say you're looking at that process. To be quiet for 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever, doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people that I've talked to, a lot of parents, since this has happened, have wanted to know, did RCS know of the previous arrest record?
Yeah.
Or did they not? And did they say, let's give this guy a chance? Because it has to be one or the other.
Right.
And
that's okay. And that's okay. I
Right.
mean, certainly it's not. Look, people do stupid stuff, and sometimes where they work gets brought into the mix. And it's, I'm sorry, but that's what happened here. Is that that doesn't mean he was a bad assistant principal, or that the students didn't like him, or that he put students' lives. None of that. But get out in front of it. Don't do nothing, or worse, try to submit some other information to get plugged in to try to take away, you know, like the news story that's in the paper today. What is it about the dropout factory, the turnaround, new award,
outstanding school award from the Indiana's Association of Teacher Educators.
None of us on the radio, none of us got that information, right?
I didn't. I don't think
I didn't get that information either. So it just sort of shows up in Sunday's paper. Sounds a little suspect, but whatever.
And then let's talk about this. Richmond's drug take-back results have been released. As you know, they collect drugs, unwanted medication for disposal twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. This fall's just ended. 1,297 pounds of medication dropped off this time around. That brings the total to the year for 2,867 pounds.
It's fantastic.
Just keeps coming in.
Yep. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good. Needles and all that sort of stuff. You can bring all that stuff in. No questions asked. It's a good deal.
Yep.
All right. What else you got?
That's what I got.
You know, only leave it to the Bengals to have a bye week and still come out with negative press.
Yes.
The Bengals now the only winless team in the National Football League. They didn't even play. They didn't have a chance to win.
Well, nobody could yell at Andy Dalton.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he's not going to start again. All right. So here's our question of the day: what restaurant has the best service in town?
All right, I'm going to partially abstain, and I'm going to put a twist on this one.
What do you mean you're going to partially abstain? Just because you own a restaurant?
Well, yeah, kind of, but there's one restaurant has something. This is not specifically servers doing their jobs well, because I think just about all of them do very well with what they have. But there's one thing that I love, absolutely love it, and it's at Chili's.
No.
And it is the fact that you can swipe your or you can pay for your meal at your table. There's nothing worse than being done and wanting to leave, but you can't get a server to bring you your check. Nothing worse.
Yeah.
And I love that Chili's, you just...
Those little kiosk things, right?
Yeah,
so
really cool.
Chili's has those. Does Olive Garden have those? I think so.
I don't know.
Let's see, where else? Who has those kiosks? Applebee's has those.
Oh, do they?
I think so.
Okay.
So yeah, they're more popular. My problem is if I've got 4 people at the table, I don't know where to put that thing. What I would prefer is that it come to the table or something after the food. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Someplace you've got the ketchup and you've got the salt and the pepper and the dessert menu and that whole little crate. And then you got to do something with that crate, and there's no place to put the kiosk on top of the thing. So that's fine. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting is that a lot of the places that are mentioned, I mentioned Gallows, Little Sheba's, Carver's, because I eat a lot of breakfast there and stuff. Or people have mentioned Cordial Cork or the Corner Cafe at the Leland. They're all locally owned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. So, and you would, if you would just be honest with everybody, you think your restaurant has really good service, right? I mean, because you're
try.
okay, but you're allowed to, say that, hey, I think what we do is pretty good. You're allowed to do that, but you're also locally owned, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so we were talking about this on Facebook Live before we went on the air. Legends. Legends is really good too. Thanks, Jill, for putting that in there. Election day, we're thinking about this for our question of the day tomorrow. Who voted early or who's voting today? And what if we don't leave an option for I didn't vote? Do you think that that's a good idea? I think we should not give someone the option to say, are you voting and did you vote early? I don't know that I want somebody to say.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I think it's earlier today.
Earlier, yeah. Did you go earlier or are you voting today? Should be our question today, tomorrow. How about
Correct.
that? All right, sounds good. Thank you, Jeff Lane.
We'll see you.
Mayor Dave Snow.
And I'm District 3 Council.
All right, guys. Coming up, Eric Marsh is going to be talking about WCTV's election coverage. And then we also have the folks from the Wayne County Foundation coming on board. They're going to be talking. I've got this itchy part of my neck, and so I keep scratching it. I think some people think I got a hickey here. No hickey. All right, have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.